Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode here on Britain's Farm. As you can see, we've got the little Dexter out mowing some grass with a helper on, doing a fine job, and we are currently at the moment, I just wanted to come over and see how he was doing, but we're doing a little bit of tedding. So we're getting this ready for baling, obviously into hay, and then where the mower is now, that's going to be silage, and hopefully then we should have feed enough for the cows. Need to be sort of in cab, if you will. For this bit, it just helps me to keep it straighter. But yeah, so it's a busy day here on Britain's Farm. So we've got to get the cows fed today, and we've also got the baling of the straw to do. We've done one field already, as you can see top right, the bales in the field there. So we've done that one, but we need to obviously get on with the second one, which is just over there in front of us. I find it easier to turn the tedder off rather than, because I sometimes find that if you catch a bump and the tedder touches the floor, it teds anyway, and then it moves all and it makes it sort of a little bit more awkward to pick up. So it's a better way of doing it for me, you know. But I realise that people might say, well, that's not how you do it. But so the Dexter over there, very busy getting the silage grass cut. We've got the rower there as well. We obviously rowed this up, and then we're going to row that up as well into a bit thicker rows, and then get that picked up or baled and wrapped. I'm not really sure how to do it at the moment, because obviously Britons at the time didn't have a bale wrapper, and it's just a case of, you know, they didn't at the same time really have a forage loader either. So, but somehow I have to make silage. So we'll, you know, I might go for a forage wagon and try and lift it that way and put it into the pit, or I might try and see if there is a sort of kind of oldish fashioned way of wrapping, which I'm sure there must be. Again, it's something that on the game I don't tend to normally do. I tend to have foragers, and we just forage quickly and efficiently and dump it in a pit, but not the case on this series. So I'd just like to say a massive thank you to everyone that watched the first two episodes and the support that it's had. It's been really encouraging, so I thank everyone for that, and yeah, hopefully we can keep on producing these videos and keep on producing good quality content and videos where I'm able to speak. That would be nice. But yeah, so busy day again on the farm today. As I say, we've got to get this done, and then what we will do is, as I say, we'll get this rowed up, well, tedded into rows, and then we will then go off and bale the straw. Once we've done that, we can then come straight into here and bale this. So, and then if there's time in the episode, we will then go and get the telehandler and a bale trailer. I have got a bale trailer. Unfortunately, it's sort of not really anything like the Britain's one, but you know, what do you do? I'm limited a little bit to, you know, to what's out there, and as I say, it's not quite like the Britain's one, but it's not far off. I mean, it's a bale trailer, so I mean, it serves the same purpose. So, but I've decided again, because I've been busy, sort of in my own time, practicing and practicing and practicing bale stacking, and still not really kind of mastered that. I don't know whether it's me or whether it's because I spoke to someone about it the other day, someone who I know quite locally to me who plays the game, and they said it's because the game doesn't have no depth of field vision, so therefore you can't really tell how far things are away or how close they are or whatever, and that might be the reason why you're struggling, that your brain's not quite able to sort of gap it, if you like. Um, it could be. I mean, it could be anything really. The only thing I do know is in real life, when I was asked to do bale stacking, I wasn't that good at it in real life, if I'm honest. I didn't get asked very many times because I one of those things that I couldn't master. But and I sort of, as I say, have the same trouble on farming sim. I find it, I don't know, it just beats me. So I've compromised. So I've gone for an auto load trailer. However, I will go round and collect all of the bales and drop them on the auto load trailer for the auto load trailer to then stack them. So it's you know, it's a compromise. Right, we need to lift that up now. That's going back to the farm because that's, as I say, coming silage. I'm afraid the computer or the hide helper is doing that grass in a very strange way. I did the headlands thinking that it would make it a little slow down a little bit. Yeah, that's a bit bumpy. This is another track that's going to need to be levelled in the winter by the looks of it, because this is bumpy. And because what we don't want to break the tractor, but at the same time we don't want to break the hay bob either. So it's just a case of slow and steady down here. As I say, in the winter, when we start moving that ground over here that's in front of us now, when we push that back to that hedge, that will give us the stone that we need to go off and hopefully level. Right, we'll put that there. And one thing we do need here is a diesel tank. And we will go and there's the combine. Go and bale this straw. This won't take many minutes. The Volvo's doing, as you can see, the baling. That was a very obvious thing to say once we were already pulling the baler with the Volvo, but yeah, the Volvo's doing it. I did try it out because I did say that little Ford that we just had the hay bob on probably could pull it, and I just tried it out, and it could pull it. It was more than capable of pulling this baler. So as I say, we'll go round and we'll whack these bales up, see how many we get. We've got quite a few anyway, so it might just be a case of we might sell some just for a little bit of extra cash. Just, you know, as I say, we're gonna need it for the JCB, we will go back and get those. I don't tend to leave stuff like that. I normally try, but again, I'm playing with my keyboard because still my steering wheel is playing up with Farming Sim, but not my racing games. So, not really sure what's going on with that at the moment. It's bugging me and it's beating me at the moment, and I don't like being beaten, but I can't quite figure it out. But we'll get there eventually. The microphone situation, the good news is by the time the next episode comes out, episode 4, we should be using the new microphone. The new one that we had to send back has now been exchanged and the proper one has come. It's the right one. I just haven't quite got round to setting it up yet. If you're kind of wondering why these videos don't come quite as regular as Home Wold Farm videos, it's because these videos obviously are talking, and so therefore I need, because my computer and setup is in the living room, and when the rest of the family is here, it's obviously very difficult to record, because you pick up the dog barking, the kids screaming, and the wife moaning. So it's sort of, it's not always easy to do, and the time sort of restraints that sometimes I get as well means that I can't do it as regular as what I want to. Whereas the Home Wold Farm save game, because 99% of that is a time lapse, I can record that while everyone's here, and it makes no difference to the recording, because obviously I don't have the mic on, and so I can just record it. But so that's the reason why that will, I think, change, and we will get so that we will be recording that or this series a lot more. But an interesting point actually, for those of you that do watch the Home Wold Farm episodes and series, would you like it if I talked in that one as well, or do you prefer the fact that it's a time lapse, and so therefore in a sense the fields are a lot bigger, so we only get to really see one, maybe two jobs in the episode, because as I say, the fields are pretty massive on Home Wold, and my recorder is only able to record 2 hours and then it quits. And then because my computer is, although it's built to play these games on sort of like the best settings, there's not a huge amount of memory for video files and stuff. So then I have to then produce that video, upload that video, and then get rid of the videos off my system, so that obviously I've then got enough money, enough memory to record and put out the next one. So at the moment everything's a little bit it's not quite right, and it's not quite how I want it, but it will get there. And once we get where we want to be, then we'll be looking at a lot more videos, a lot more regular, and hopefully as well better quality. Although I've said that in a previous video, and 1 or 2 people that I know who watch my videos have said, actually your videos are alright, but I'm one of these people where, well, that's kind of you to say, but I want them to be the best that they can be, and at the moment I don't feel like they are, and because I don't feel like they are, then, and you know that sort of is a problem for me. But I'd also like to, at this point, say as well a big thank you to my new subscribers that have come onto the channel over the last couple of videos that I've posted. That's been really encouraging and really appreciated, as well. As I always say in the videos, you know, like and subscribe. It, you know, not only is it appreciated, it really helps the channel to grow, and it helps, you know, with it. I can't speak again. It helps with everything. So that's, you know, it's really great to sort of get a little bit of support from the videos. So thank you massively to them, and to everyone else. You know, if you are enjoying my videos and the content that I'm putting out at the moment, you know, please like and subscribe, comment, you know, hit that notification bell. You'll get notified every time I drop a video. I'm trying to do sort of videos every day if I can. I'm trying to do at least one short from stuff that I've been doing on the farm that day, whether that be the class one that I did, I think it was a week ago, or the latest one was the Home Wild Farm potato harvesting one, which we are busy with at the moment, doing the last field. We've got the Grimmy GT 170 on the back of a John Deere 6M, and a 6250R with a 16-ton bale trailer on the back. So we're busy on that farm. We're loading it into the shed, and at the moment things are going very well. And we can only at the moment dream of getting to that stage on this farm, but slow and steady wins the race. I'm loving this series, I have to be honest. The fact that sort of the toys that I had when I was a kiddie are sort of almost in a way coming alive. It's quite something, and I'm really enjoying the making of the videos, and I hope you guys are too. As you can see, there's quite a few weeds in this field. We will be doing ploughing in the first year, just because the game kind of likes you to do that. So we will be doing the ploughing. It's going to take a while because we've only got, well, we've got a bottom 3 furrow and then a reversible 3 furrow. The bottom 3 furrow, I'm not really sure what I'm going to be using that for at the moment, but the reversible will be done on here. We've obviously got the Massey drill and the Masio power harrow, so we'll be able to get on with a little bit of plough and drilling. And so one field this year will be a straw crop. You know, we're probably going to need the straw. We will need the straw, there's no probably about it. And the other crop, whether it be soybeans or, you know, something like that, will be in the other field, just because it's almost a money crop. You know, and that helps obviously for us to develop the farm and the save and everything like that. So that's the plan at the moment. But you know, I'm really starting to think about the winter and knocking that land back to the hedge, how I'm going to extend it, what are the finances going to look like. You know, ideally we're going to need to start producing our own lime, because I don't want to be buying lime if I can help it, because with the amounts that you need with precision farming, although we're not going to be precision farming this year, the plan is that hopefully next year we'll be precision farming. Well, we're going to need quite a bit of lime, because none of these fields have obviously been treated for precision farming. So we need the lime. We're going to need the lime on virtually every field that we have, and that's obviously then gonna financially mean a massive impact on having to buy the lime in, having to buy the seed, sprays, fertilizer, etc., etc. So if we can produce our own lime, that reduces costs significantly for a few years, and it might well be that we'll just carry on doing that. I don't normally play with stones turned on, just because I'd sort of kind of felt in the past that it doesn't really add much to the gameplay. However, I have now started on all my save games, even sort of the ones that I just do for myself, playing with stones on when you plough and cultivate, because obviously, like I said, lime can get very expensive in the game, and so if you can produce your own lime, that helps the farm significantly and helps you significantly as well. And then any excess lime that you get, you then, because you get to a point where you don't need that much lime being spread on fields that you've owned for a few years. You just need to keep topping them up. Whereas the first sort of time around, maybe the second time around as well, you do need quite a bit of lime to get those fields where you want them. And so you're going to need an excessive amount. Whereas once that's kind of gone past that stage, you start then getting a lot of lime left over, and obviously we can start selling it then, and it will be another source of income that, while we can be self-sufficient with the lime that we've got, we will also be able to make a little bit of money out of it as well, and that will help the farm to grow. So the other grass fields that I've got, I've sort of not been too sure what I was going to do with them. Was I going to plough them all up and have them as arable? Whilst I think that might be the case for a couple, just to give us a little bit more arable farming, I might leave them as grass, certainly for the rest of this year and for next year. Well, that's the trouble when I try and do that in cab. I always miss it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. While I might try and leave them this year, and then next year until next autumn, we'll cut them and we'll silage them, and then we will sell the silage, and again that would it'd just be a little bit more extra income to help really get this farm going, because the next sort of big project after extending the farm near the silage pit is also buying the sheep farm, which is just down the road, and also extending the grass that's just where we are now. So the grass there top left where the shed is, and then the grass behind there, flattening and making sure that's sort of able to be built on, taking these trees down that you can see in front of us, taking these down and then getting ready to extend the farm that way as well. Alright, that's not a priority at the moment because financially we're just not in a position to do anything with the land if we did get it all cleared anyway, and we need to clear those trees, we need to cut those trees up, and at the moment that means a chainsaw. So one step at a time, but I'm already starting to sort of think, well, yes, for now this and this needs doing, but actually, in the next 5 years, if all my projections are correct, then we need to have this and this in place, ready for what we want to do. So it's about sort of, yes, taking the here and the now, and the here and the now at the moment is the priorities are extending the farm on the side that I've said, getting the farm in a position that we can start precision farming, getting the farm so that it can support itself and it doesn't need me to in a way do contracts to bail it out or to sort of help keep it afloat. And ideally, if I can help it, I don't want to be taking out any loans or anything like that. So, you know, they're the sort of main priorities for now, but looking, you know, further in the future, you know, yeah, we need the sheep, we need the wool. I want to be doing production, so, you know, all the milk that we're producing is going to cheese, is going to I can't think of the other things, chocolate, stuff like that. There's another mod that I've got as well that you use milk for. I think it might be ice cream. But, you know, we want to be doing all of that, and we want to be building an enterprise here, you know, where we do all of our own producing, so we're not using the game factories where they're costing us money. We do all the producing ourselves, and then we just ship them out to the people that want to buy them. You know, so in the future, I mean, I did it on my Britain's farm, not straight away, and it won't happen straight away on this farm either. But, you know, I did have lorries. I had lorries that could transport food. I had, you know, trailers that could transport, you know, sugar beet and grain and stuff like that. You know, so as a kid, you know, I grew up with farming, as I've said. You know, my nan, my granddad, my Uncle Dick, my Uncle George, all of these people all worked on the same farm. My mum, she worked on that farm. She was more seasonal than full-time with everyone, but so all the farm cottages and all the farm houses around the farm at one point were basically all of my family. We were not related in any way to the people that owned the farm. It was just that we all worked for them. And as I say, in 2007, I went on to work for them myself, and had a, you know, a fantastic time. And you know, but things come to an end, and you know, I moved on. It's a little bit of a story, that one, of how I came to move on. But you know, you do, you know, you move on, and things happen and things change. And the 5 years that I worked on the farm, that, you know, pretty much all of my family had worked on. I mean, my Uncle Stephen, he'd worked on the farm again, sort of temporary, because he was sort of doing a mechanics course at college, and he was helping out at the weekends and things. And then he got his job on a farm, on a big farm, and yeah, that was where he worked, and until he died of motor neuron. So farming is something that's been in my family for, you know, for as long as I can remember, and way before me as well. And it's just that I've sort of carried on the passion more than the tradition, I guess, because all of the sort of family from the people that worked on the farm, none of them have gone into farming. They've all, you know, sort of gone off and done, you know, other things, from building to factory work to forklift to working in Tesco's to everything, you know. So but I sort of kept, as I say, the passion for it, and in a way, the, you know, sort of tradition of our family working on that farm. So I was there for 5 years. I had a fantastic time. It was just me and another guy, and then we had a guy come in seasonal when we were busy, usually with harvest, to help with grain carting. And if we got exceptionally busy, or if the weather meant that everything started stacking up, you know, I think we're about 1,200 acres altogether, the farm, and you know, sometimes we would then bring in a student that would just, you know, sort of help us out, or, you know, someone local that had a bit of an interest, you know, in farming and just wanted to do it for a short period, or, as I like to say, if they were cheap enough. Because that the farm was definitely run in that way. It was a very profitable farm, but it was done on the strictest and tightest of budgets. There was no, you know, everything was a bit George, second-hand, brand new. But as I say, it was a very successful farm. It was a very profitable farm, and the pieces of kit that we sort of kind of needed to be top notch, like i.e. the combine and stuff like that, they were brand new. We always had a brand new combine every sort of 5 to 6 years. We had a brand new combine, and the main drill on the farm was always brand new as well. That was always a Verdestat. It was a 4 metre Verdestat when I was there. They've now got a 6 metre on the back of a Challenger, but the Challenger again is second hand, and I only know that because it's a C series and they don't do the C series anymore. But yeah, everything was always second hand, brand new, apart from, as I say, the combine. In my last year there, I did get a little bit of kit sort of bought specifically for me and what I do, or what I did on the farm. And that was, I got a brand new 18-ton bale trailer to go on the back of the 7810. I got a Clash Challenger 55 for ploughing and for main cultivation, and also then because the guy that I worked with, he was in a very unique position where he pretty much could do what he wanted at work and nothing was ever said. And you know, we might be in the middle of drilling and he might sort of wake up in the morning and sort of think, I can't be bothered, I'll go on holiday. And he'd just go off on, and he'd just ring and say, oh, I'm not coming in, you know, me and the missus are going away for, you know, a few days or a week or a fortnight or whatever. And they'd be like, oh yeah, all right, fair enough, you know. That was how it was, you know. And so my tractors needed to be capable of doing his jobs as well. And I needed to be capable of doing his jobs, which I didn't get to do all that much, because if there was proper work to be done, like combining, drilling, etc., then pretty much always he was at work. I can remember a couple of times when we were drilling, but it was mainly spring drilling when he'd done it, not autumn drilling, which was the vast majority of our drilling. All of the sort of crops really, apart from about 500 acres, was all autumn crops, and we were solely, well, we did have cattle, but we were pretty much an arable farm. The cattle that we had were what the boss man sort of wanted. They weren't used for dairy production or anything like that. They were beef stock, but they were more pets than business assets, if you like. And anyway, that's this field baled, and we'll crack off into the hayfield, and we'll get that one done. There is another way to that hayfield. We could go in via the road, which would be slightly better compared to these tracks. Look at this. Look at the divots in this track. I quite like it, but at the same time, it's like, it wouldn't do for me. And it won't do for me because at the very least, if we don't gravel all of it, at the very least, we'll be graveling the potholes. And just sort of seeing kind of how that works out. Because you know, we don't want to be breaking equipment. But this occasion we will go through the farm and then out the back, the way we sort of got back to the farm. I thought I'd missed my turning then. I was like, you wampy. No, we're okay. We're cool. Right, we'll go and get some of this hay started, and we will see how. Whoa, there you go. Stay down. Otherwise we'll be smashing the pickup into the ground. Never a good idea. So we'll get this, as I say, just picking up a little bit of hay, and then we'll probably call time on the episode there, and then next time we'll be finishing the hay off, and we'll be baling maybe baling or picking up the grass ready for silage, and we'll get that done. So, but at least in the meantime, the cows can have some hay. And as I say, we have got a few other fields as well that we can cut just for temporary feed while we get the total mixed rations up and running. But we'll get this hay all baled, and as I say, next time we'll then be rowing the grass up and rowing the grass, and then baling the grass or picking it up, and then we'll see sort of where we need to be from there then, really. As I say, the priority on the farm at the moment is that we get the food produced for the cows, because at the moment they're not eating. So we get this hay done, and that means today, as I say, when we come back with the telehandler and the bale trailer, we can pick up a couple of bales, go and drop it in the troughs, and at least they have some food. It's better than grass because obviously it's hay. So sort of in terms of feed percentages, hay is better than grass, and that's what we'll do. But I think that's probably enough for today's episode. Thank you ever so much for watching. Please don't forget to, as I say, hit that like and subscribe button and the notification bell, and any comments that you want to leave in the comment section. Like I say, I do answer them, I do reply to them all, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks very much.